Welcome back. In the previous part, we saved Ulster, and things have definitely changed up here, so let's go around and speak to everyone. I jumped into my car as soon as I heard about this, but still didn't make it in time. But it looks like you guys all handled everything just fine without me, at least. Thankfully, yes. It's good to see you again, Inspector Reiner. We had a little trouble along the way, but we managed to throw a wrench into their plans. I think that the government and the IDF were colluding to take over Ulster. They nearly succeeded. Probably something that could only have happened because of the state of the world's in. This is exactly the sort of thing the Government Accountability Inspectorate exists to stop. Thanks for the help, guys. We should be the ones thanking you. If we hadn't gotten word from you when we did, Watts would probably have gotten away scot-free. I'm glad to hear that. It really makes my job feel worthwhile. As long as we don't give up, we can expose any corruption in the government. I'll keep at it, and help make Erebonia a better place to live for everyone. Okay, time for my big meeting with Hugo Kleist. Can't wait to find out what he knows. I have so many questions. Indeed. Right, braces! Oh, you're still here. Should you be? I know you said you needed to head out. Estelle said she wanted a little more time here. Who knows when we'll get to see Ulster again. I just want to drink it all in. By the way, Rean, how do you know Kai and Tilia? We met back during the Civil War. We were dropping off some supplies and things got a little out of hand. Guys are always coming to our rescue. I just feel kind of bad that we don't have any way to repay you. Seeing your smiling face is more than thanks enough, Tilia. She's right. I'm just glad to see that you and Kai are happy and healthy. I'm sure everyone feels the same. You're all so nice. You know, it's not just Toby. You're all like cool heroes out of a storybook. I'm gonna call it the Legend of Heroes when I write it. So I'll always be there to cheer you on. Ah, you're gonna make me blush. Thanks, Tilia. Can't think of any better encouragement than that. I didn't know until recently, but Ulster's actually Olivier's hometown. Seems like that's got the mayor all in a tizzy and messing everything up. As much as I'd like to, I know I can't just ignore all the crazy going on. I'll try to put out as many fires as I can before I leave. The 3rd Division on-site inspection seems to be almost over. That being said, it seems it'll still be a while before peace really returns to this town. Perhaps we should consider ourselves lucky that we've stopped it for now. Thank you so much. Just a little worried about the mayor, but right now I need to focus on tidying up. Things will be fine, I know it. I mean, we've always managed to get back on our feet before, right? Right. Gotta say, Kai, you've gotten a lot better at your herbal arts. Thanks, Toval. That really means a lot coming from you. I've been training whenever I get the chance. I want to get strong enough to protect Tilia all on my own. I see. You're pretty level-headed even back then. It looks like you've only grown more dependable since. Agreed. But honestly, I never expected you to start using arts. Did Toval teach you? He did. He's been giving me lessons whenever he passes through town. Yeah, I mean, I noticed he had a knack for it back when he got into trouble with that artifact, so I figured, why not? And maybe it's because he's getting better as an engineer. The kid knows his way around an orbment. Might be teaching me before long. I don't know about that. Seriously, I imagine you're already good enough to take on most of the monsters on this highway. But remember, fighting to protect someone is very different than fighting for yourself. Keep up your training. I got the feeling something was up when Kai and Tilia reached out to me for help. Sorry, couldn't head over right away. I really owe you for this. Still, Ulster's still getting hit with disaster after disaster. Should keep a closer eye on the place, for only His Highness's sake. But with everything else going on, yeah. Though there is a certain craterish area nearby. I owe so much to Joshua and Estelle for saving me from the artifact. And they came to my rescue when I was under that ring's spell. Never forget the kindness of those who helped me. Goes for you guys too. You helped save the town from those Jaeger dropouts, Rean. And you guys saved us this time too. Can't imagine what would have happened without your help. Thanks again. Indeed. We first came to Ulster when we were investigating the artifact case with Turville. That's when we first met Kai and Tilia. But this is not the way I imagined we'd meet them again. Bagow! You don't seem too fussed. Nor do you. Never been more frightened in your life, alright, yeah, understandable. The town's in a real pickle. It's all the mayor's doing, right? Can't believe it. Even Granny's furious. Very well. Even the barrels are all over the place. Look at this chaos here. It's just... Oh my god, it's just a box in the middle of nowhere. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh, there you are. I heard from some soldiers that something called an archaism was rampaging around town. How the heck is any of this for Ulster's sake? You can't blame me for being mad at the mayor, can you? No? No? Oh, I had a feeling recently that he couldn't be trusted. He's the reason all of this is happening. Who wouldn't be angry with him? Who wouldn't be angry with him indeed? Okay, here we go. We were just about to lose our hometown without ever knowing what was truly going on. I'm glad that Sandy was spared having to witness such a sight. Your help is the reason we were able to protect this town, the home of Ariel, Prince Olivert, and my own daughter. I'll be helping with the cleanup around Ulster. But things have gotten this bad. It's perfectly understandable if everyone's feeling down. Don't seem to have dated too much around town, do they? Mayor deceived us. That was a huge shock, of course. It's a time like this when people here are being drafted and the war's about to start. Right now, we all just have to do what we can to get by, I guess. Yeah, I'm thinking they've all only got like one bit of dialogue. Could be wrong, of course, but who knows? Boom, 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 boom. The sheep toy that Papa got me is back. I made sure to thank the girls who helped me look for it and the boy who found it. I'm never gonna lose it again. I've lost the toy that Papa No. Bye, indeed. Bah. Bah. Okay. And the sheep up here. Starting to sound like Stephen Fry. You have to watch Blackadder really for that to understand it completely. Okay. Many people are watching over Ulster. I really felt that today more than ever. I've been thinking of secretly praying for Adios to grant her blessings to that Wads fellow. Fair enough. He was taken by the curse. Oh, I thought he'd be beyond his desk. Well, he is, but you know. Oh, it's you! You've done so much for us throughout this ordeal. I cannot thank you enough. Not only did I fail to notice the danger approaching Ulster, but I nearly led the town into damnation. The mayor seems to feel great remorse for his mistakes. This means he'll finally listen to what we have to say. I think I'm paying a visit to the mayor right after I finish my report to the High Seat. It's also a promise. I think the mayor might remember now. Maybe. Oh, it's you! Please, let me thank you as someone who lives here. And about the mayor, well, let's just say we've had our differences. Not all of them can be overlooked so easily either. At least the area around the memorial is still intact. Well, something to be thankful for. Alright, once I've checked on the vineyard, I'm going to help clean up around town. Once that's done, I'll head over to the conscription office. I have to fulfill my duties as a resident here. Yeah, very well. Didn't know he was a medical student? Resident, in case you're wondering. I didn't expect anything on this scale. Last & Co can expect some tough legal action taken against them. If conflict breaks out, that will be the least of our worries. Didn't expect anything on this scale. Lieutenant General Zex told us we needed to handle this strictly, but without any force. We intend to fulfill our duty. I just wish we could have stopped it beforehand. You know, I'm thinking to all those ones, the people who were seriously very much like, you can't go to Eastern Erebonia because they're having such a build-up. I just thought to myself just something like, hold on a minute. So people like, you can't go to Eastern Erebonia because of the build-up. One, we're going to Crossbell. So, that just destroys that. Like we're going to Crossbell, like days away from the war. Do I need to explain that one? And also, we keep going down to Titus Gate, like where there's a lot of military build-up as well. There's no reason as for that excuse as to why we couldn't have gone to places in Eastern Erebonia. Like, that excuse just doesn't work, does it? Hugo, what are you doing here? Where else would I be? I'm the man in charge. Already implemented sweeping policy changes at the trading company and begun a hunt for other similar incidents. Everything should be resolved by tomorrow. Wow, you act fast. And what about the sales manager? He's been wasting away under the influence of the curse for so long that he's still feeling very weak. Had him hospitalized in Heimdall under Herman's escort. Oh, you've taken him to the epicenter of the curse. I'm relieved to hear that. Fortunately, there is some good to be wrought out of all this bad. This unfortunate misadventure taught me that an unwavering focus on profit and efficiency does not a good manager make. Something for me to keep in mind as I revise my company policies. Probably a good call. Have you considered telling Becky about this new breakthrough of yours? You must be joking. But I will try to put things right with her, one way or another. Becky's not the only person I need to make amends to. Imagine I'll be busy for a while tidying up Wads' mess and restructuring my company. But I will repay you in due course. Of course. I always thought of the mayor as someone who truly cared about Erebonia, and Ulster most of all. But I think that in the end he'd stooped to throwing his lot in with such a nasty scheme. Not who am I to judge? I brought the whole story too. I hardly want to talk. I can't see myself acting too differently if put in that position. I can't help wondering, why were we so gung-ho on this war to bring down Calvard before anyhow? Why were you? Well, make yourselves at home. But how many times we thank you, it will never be enough. We're so grateful for you coming to our lot's aid like that. And those braces, they're the same ones that helped Kai and Tilly a few years back, aren't they? What would we do without all of you lovely people? Die, probably. You won't get the chance to relax today. You deserve some good rest. After this whole ordeal, my husband's received quite a shock, it seems. I know he'll be back to normal. After all, he's got a good heart when it comes down to it. Yeah, most of the people in Erebonia do have good hearts when you get down to it. It's just any slightly negative thing has just been expanded upon by the curse. Like even Lot, like his little anxiety and worries about the fact he couldn't leave his little plushie behind. It's like that was exaggerated by the curse to the point where he rushed back. Again, that's the kind of thing I wanted to see. Like, how is it truly affecting things? It's like just a good way of going about it. Again, I like it with the horse one as well. All I have done is think about my country and my town. Never wanted this. Never. I made such a terrible mistake. You did, mate. You did. Meow, indeed. I know. The battles, look. Oh, it's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. The distillery suffered some damage. Several casks and bottles ended up cracked and even shattered. Speaking of which, I have some tidying up to do. Okay, very well. Emilio and I took a look at the distiller just now. It's pretty much spared from any major damage. Luckily, it looks like it wasn't affected by the impact from before. All in all, we actually got off pretty unscathed. We should be able to restart production relatively quickly. The Steinrose distillery you see before you is our true home. The one where we really grew up. It's part of the reason why it's irreplaceable to us. Can't believe we could have lost it. Thank you so much. As you can see, the distillery suffered some damage. Even Uni can't calm down. She normally always has her wits about her. Anyways, the best thing I can do is just push on through the cleanup. We need to get back on our feet as soon as possible, you know? I do. As you can see, the distillery suffered some damage, so some of the products are now completely inconsumable. Times aren't easy for us, but the three of us need to keep it together. If we can maintain our composure, sure things will calm down. I'm sure they will too. Bum, 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 bum. Is that it in terms of the town? I think it is, isn't it? Right, let's check on outside. Ciao, Rean. Jeez, Rean. They're just chopping away at them. They've gone, have they? I was just wondering if like the truck and stuff was still around, because I'm sure it was on this road, wasn't it? Sure it was. Right, so let's head back to the Courageous then. And begin the operation, I suppose. It's like, let's actually report in. Should also report the stuff on the yeah, they're good.
How did everything go?
Yeah, reasonably well.
Oh, your rank has risen. This is for you. Please, take it. I see. Good work, everyone. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Valhalla, let's have a look at that. High HP increases physical damage. Is that going to be better than Regulus? I don't know. I mean, if we're coming out strong, I'm going to say yeah. Like, so you think we start battle, high HP, and we've got domination as well. That's going to be quite good, isn't it? Quite good. Quite good. Right, so, Marcus. Yes.
Making a report? Please proceed.
Just in case.
Oh my. Seems you had it tough. Until next time, best of luck.
So like, why did you even report that? You wasted my time. But okay.
Now, let's see. Oh wow, nice.
I'll send you your reward. Lovely. I hadn't finished.
Alright, what do you have for me?
Show me the goods.
Whoa, good stuff you got here.
Alright, lovely. And books.
Let me take a look.
Yeah.
Wow, this is very impressive.
I bet it is. You'll receive your reward shortly. Okay. Now let's speak to Olivier. Oh, Oliver. What about what happened at Ulster? It sounded truly terrible. Who could have anticipated that the influence of the Great Twilight would have caused this? I may have underestimated the situation. And I need to thank you. We only managed it with everyone's help. I just really hope that the people of Ulster will be able to recover soon. I do as well. Thank you, Rean. Right, head to Stellar Sanctuary. You head to the Stellar Sanctuary in Crossbell. The main story will progress. Please note the quests and sub-events you have yet to complete will disappear. The Courageous 2 set course for Crossbell. It navigated carefully to stay out of sight of the Air Force before finally reaching the wetlands. Like, just Weaving through there, just past Cowley. Like, almost into Calvard. Almost. I mean, imagine people in Crossbell being like, oh, not again. Oh, not again, no. There it is. That's it, right? Pillar of light, the same as in Hamel. Yeah, there's no mistaking it. So the Stellar Sanctuary is below it then. Wherein my lord awaits. Just as we thought. Don't seem to be any Gargantua-class ships nearby. Alright. Certainly to be focusing the bulk of their military strength towards Calvard. Which makes this our best chance to land. All hands, prepare.
No, I suspect it will not be that easy.
Professor Schmidt? What do you mean by that?
Just now, this ship was detected by a directional radar.
Damn radars.
They are lying in wait for us. They know we are coming.
He's right, you know. There's an optic response coming from the north. Is it an enemy attack? No, wait! Isn't that the same type of beam we saw the Gargantua using? That's a magic barrier oscillation beam. Judging from its origin point, could it be... I mean, there's only one thing tall enough around. Identifying Elise, Your Highness. Activating wide-range radar. Identifying finding location, putting the image on screen. It's gonna be Orcus Tower. Yep. And again, with beams and stuff, all that kind of thing. Again, people in Crossbell being like, oh, it's happening again. That's Orcus Tower. Why there? Because it's the tallest point.
Hey, you guys! Do you read me?
Ah. Yona. And Lloyd, too.
Do you guys know what's going on with that beam coming out of the tower?
Come to the SSS building quick. Security around the area is sparse right now.
Rean and the others arrived at the field exercise camp off Ursula Road without being spotted. That's a long black screen. They decided to rendezvous with their allies at the Special Support Section HQ. Poor Haas. He's been through so much. Can't believe we managed to sneak this many people inside. Looks like the security really has gotten slack. Yeah, I had my doubts about us being taken off the wanted list, but here we are. It sure is a relief to see you guys again after all this time. Yeah, the Intelligence Division's not so hot on keeping tabs way out here. Just goes to show how close the war is. That said, those barrier generators are something else. I had no idea they'd been in the works. Remember them announcing some kind of experimental new defense system a while back. Must be what that was all about. Essentially a confluence of both magic and science. It's different from the magic we know in the Empire. If anything, I'd say it's closer to the alchemy practiced here in Crossbell. They feel kinda like the barrier I made when I was a Septarian too. Except not nearly as big. Still, they seem pretty good at protecting smaller areas. Jeez, what is Bell thinking? The Black Workshop's putting out even higher quality stuff than before. Something like this could change the face of the war, all on its own. Yeah, no doubt about that. Either way, we're going to have to shut all this down. Otherwise, we won't even get a chance to carry out this rivalry before the war begins. Right, we have to keep our own goals in mind. tower is still surrounded by the Imperial Defense Force, though. And there's a barrier stopping us from dropping in on it from above. In that case, how about we go in from underground? We could probably get in through the geofront. The geofront does have basement levels that connect to the tower. Yeah, but it's not like we can waltz right in there. We got military police patrolling the place around the clock. Oh, that stinks. You're right, I thought I'd come up with a good plan for once. Actually, I think you had the right idea. Storming the place head-on is a no-go, as long as those Zauber soldats are on watch. Going through the basement just might be the easier option. In that case, we just need to create a diversion to draw the MPs away. It's gonna have to be something big to distract them all long enough for us to sneak in. You know, the Bobcat is on its way here. And with Team LeBeau's braces aboard too, those extra numbers could give us some more options. Triple dotting. Hey, how about we try what you and the others did last time? You know, when you did a performance to lure away that old rich guy. Oh yeah, that was... Wait, hold on a second. Isn't that thing that happened with Marquis Ballard in Sutherland? How do you know about that? Your power allowed you to see it, am I right? Yeah, the Spirit Vein showed it to me in a vision. It's only for a second, so I didn't really get what was going on, but it looked like fun. That ability of yours is sure is wild. Well, she's only been able to do it since the Great Twilight began, so it's probably a temporary thing. Using a performance as a diversion doesn't sound like a bad plan. Especially not with a professional artiste on our side. Not just any artiste. One of the most up-and-coming members of our Conceal. Who? Me? Our Conceal's really popular around Crossbell, right? Yeah, everyone's been really bummed out that they're not putting on any shows. Neither of their headliners are in any position to dance right now. We still have Sully Atreide, forerunner of the troop's second generation. Our Conceal's star-studded comeback. I like it. That's a pretty good angle. Hold on a minute. Can't do the show without Ilya. Some of our stagehands are taking time off, too. We'd never be able to pull something together on such short notice. That shouldn't be a problem. We've got a pretty extensive network of friends to ask for help from in times like these, really? I bet they're more than willing to lend us a hand, or 2, or 10. Besides, Sherazade already practiced the part with you, didn't she? Oh, yeah, she did. I thought she was an A-rank bracer. Apparently she was a professional dancer before joining the guild. Oh, chick's got hidden depths, huh? I could dig it. Brace Guild doesn't give A ranks for nothing. She must be more than physically adequate. We can probably get Estelle on board too. Of course, all this depends on whether Sully agrees to take the lead. I mean, I'm sure they'll be able to keep up with me, but I mean, me? The lead? You'll be fine. I know you can do it. Please consider it. You may not be able to get into the tower otherwise. Okay, fine, I'll do it already. Great. Sounds like a plan. Now I can see you back in action. I can't wait. Don't get too comfortable. This ain't a school festival we're putting on here. Not this time. Better get at work right away. There's only 3 days left until D-Day. We should start by recruiting stagehands and getting rehearsals underway. Don't forget publicity. We need this to feel like a big deal. Right. It'll need to be enough of a spectacle to distract the military police and Imperial Defense Force too. Leave that to me. Crossbell News Service is at your, well, service. We may need to cut some corners to get the next edition out in time, but we'll do what we can. And I'll put the word out on the Orbital Network. That should build a little hype.
Well, since we're all pitching in, why don't I pull a couple of strings on my end as well?
Zao? What the? It's Ichiban. Zao!
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ashen Chevalier.
Hello.
And as always, it's a pleasure to see you again, Ellie.
You must be the young Hayway executive I heard so much about. What's going on? Zin's here too? Hands where I can see him, White Orchid Dragon. Heard about your little run-in with Uni and Mademoiselle. What's your deal?
Oh, please. My contract with the Governor General's office is long since over. There's no need to be so suspicious. This time around, I'd like the honor of assisting you in your endeavors.
Listen, pal. I don't know who you are, but I know shady types like you when I see them. You never do anything just out of the goodness of your heart. What's your syndicate's stake in this?
The end of the world would be the end of Hayway. It's as simple as that.
It's a fair point.
Even so, I've brought you a little something extra, as a show of good faith.
This is the almighty conflagration and... Father.
My agents were able to capture this image shortly before the generator went online. Shall we begin devising our plan now? If you'd like to reach them, we'd best start soon.
No, we will, mate. Sometime later, Estelle, Shadowzard, and the rest of their friends arrived from Erebonia. But they're already in Erebonia. Crossbell. Everyone else on board the Courageous 2 who was willing to help touched down soon afterward. Oh, of course Rex is here. He's in a different costume over there, I saw it. Why is he being Olivier? There you go. Oh, the lute, of course. Oh, the harmonica. The glasses. Interesting. Wow, this is shaping up to be a real full-scale operation. You said it, I can't believe Ali offered to sing. Not to mention Prince Oliver to mint in the entire Modern Music Club on accompaniment. And then we have Tita helping out with staging. She's all like, I'll help! So are Elise and Princess Elfin are pitching in all over the place too. So we have Angelica and Duvally standing by in case anything goes wrong. Elliot directing the musicians and Crow the performers. No Crow thinks otherwise, but this really does feel just like our little concert from back then. Right, well, Crow aside, I've never seen anyone as demanding as Elliot when it comes to striking a tune. Everybody's helping out, even Hayway. I didn't see that one coming. Operating with them wasn't an easy pill to swallow. Definitely something they're not telling us. Don't let our guard down around them. True, but I think they're sincere in their desire to save the world, if nothing else. I believe they will continue to help us, for as long as it remains beneficial to them. At least they're giving us good intel. Like the warning about who we'd have to face on our way to fight Arian Road. The conflagration is no surprise, but my father? Almost as though he's following in the footsteps of our ancestors. Laura? As the second in command of the Eisenritter. Indeed, the Great Twilight must be taking advantage of that connection. Nevertheless, this is for the best. We'll find no stronger test of our mettle than them. I couldn't agree more. Okay, all that's left is to round up whatever intel we still can and prepare for tomorrow's performance. After that, you figure out which of us will take the part in the infiltration. I believe Laura's participation is a given, but I would like to offer my sword as well. The Arcade and Vander schools have long grown side by side, after all. It may be presumptuous to consider myself a suitable representative. Not at all, it would be my pleasure. Macias and Sharon need to come along too. Alright, I've been to Orcus Tower on inspections a ton of times. I know it like the back of my hand. I was periodically called upon at the Governor General's behest during my time of Ouroboros. You may leave the particulars of the thaumaturgical sector to me. Thanks, Sharon. Also, it's called the Mystic Core, but we appreciate it. At least the others are standing by with Tio at the SSS building. Everyone else is either helping set up for tomorrow or gathering more info around town. Let's take one last look around ourselves. We've got more rounds, haven't we? We can come see Elliot once we're all set to go. Alright, let's get rounding. Okay, so we've got guarantees on who's got to come when, but... Okay, so take Yuna. Who do we want to take with us around Crossbell? Thinking, yeah. Alright, so we'll obviously end this part here. In the next part, Crossbell rounds, I assume. Ta-ra for now!